Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or shall I say Bald Squad. Today we have a special guest coming on to my show who has a little bit of a problem, but we're here to help him and fix that. Please welcome Macbeth.
I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and
Hello, CVR. Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Of course. Let's get started, shall we?
Hey, how about you give me that worst?
All right. As you can see here, I have my handy dandy computer because I had my producers personally email many of these people, and I even got questions from today to interview you. And oh my, there was a list. Top one question, which even I'm itching to know, is how did you feel leading up to King Duncan's murder?
Oh, you nosy little runts. Wouldn't you want to know? I feel, well, if I'm being completely honest with you, I felt conflicted and confused about why I wanted to do that. But in the end, I really just needed to do what had to be done to come out as king. You already know. And this town ain't big enough for both me and, what's his name? That little runt, Duncan. As I said in Act 2, Scene 1, line 34 to 38, you should have already read this amazing, lovely play. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. In these lines, you could really see how crazy I am going, so much that I am hallucinating the dagger in which I shall kill King Duncan with. I'm going a bit insane. I'm gonna keep it a buck 100 with you, my Scottish friends. I feel like this hallucination leads me to becoming so conflicted on whether this is a good idea, which you can later see in Act 2, Scene 1, lines 57 to 62. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones pray of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives, words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I feel like these lines really show the fear I felt in knowing that anyone could have got me killing Duncan, which really made me feel conflicted in the end if I should go through with that plan and come out as king.
Ooh, crazy folks, am I right?
So you asked me what I meant by protecting myself. Okay, so what I meant is that she not only led me, but herself down a rabbit hole, essentially. She drove herself mad with King Duncan's death. Because, as you all know, she was diagnosed with a disorder, which later ended up killing her. She would always tell me not to worry about it, because it would drive both of us insane, and she was right. Look what happened to her, and for me, I definitely think it messed with me as a person. Everyone saw me as the noble hero, and they all respected me. And in the end, no one could ever say those things about me again.
Even I thought so. Not so much anymore, but we don't have to talk about that. That actually leads me to my next question about everyone thinking about you as this hero. Do you think having the title of being this tragic hero and having all your peers respect you bring you fear of what could happen if one of them found out you were Duncan's murderer?
Most definitely. And as much as I don't want to admit it, I feel like my wife had a lot to do with that. Men are supposed to be seen as ambitious and brave, and to have others respect them, perfectly describes me, so I guess you could say I'm a man. And I think just hearing all these negative things makes you want to do anything to not have to feel or hear such awful things being said about you. In Act 2, Scene 1, she says to me, my hands are your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white.
As we all know, you've been through many rough, hard, difficult times, have to fight many battles, folks. Am I right? We've all heard it. We've all seen it in these plays. Right. Who or what do you think led you to keep moving and pushing through these hard and difficult times?
I wouldn't necessarily say who, but I would say my ambition and bravery. They helped me push through a lot, especially with all these missions and tasks that my wife had given me. It helped me become less scared of doing things that were so ruthless. However, I essentially think this led me to my downfall. I mean, once I was given the opportunity to do something I couldn't resist that would benefit me, I couldn't resist the temptation.
I mean, who could? To be given opportunities like Macbeth has, to be king and come out on top. I mean, come on, folks. Who wouldn't? I know I wouldn't pass an offer like that.
Hey, he gets it.
The question I'm dying to know is about these witches I keep hearing. My folks, the audience, I see. Do you think they benefited you or led you down the path of these hardship and battles that you had to fight through?
I think they both gave me some positive and negative outcomes. Well, for one, they gave me the prophecy of me being king of Cawdor, right? And that led to my wife having the whole plan of killing Duncan, right? King Duncan. They also gave me like prophecies, like they gave me like false hopes, which gave me opportunities I couldn't resist. However, in the end, all these actions came back to knock me over in the end. I mean, for goodness sake, like I can't even like imagine Malcolm being king, him thinking he's gonna defeat me. Like, come on, like be Macbeth.
I mean, who could? Malcolm? Really? After hearing all of these prophecies from the witches and whatnot, especially about becoming king, do you think your loyalties were with yourself, your wife, or centered with Duncan?
Well, at the beginning, my loyalties were completely to Duncan. I served him. I did the absolute best to him. But as time went on, as I wanted to be king, and the plans of killing him came up from my wife, I felt like my loyalty started shifting more towards her, and it started withering away from King Duncan as I was planning to kill him. Although I feel like I was being manipulated into thinking I was being loyal to myself, which in reality I wasn't.
I mean, hearing all these stories and understanding what you went through leads me to thinking that when we go through hard times, we always allow ourselves to think back over everything and think about all the things we could have done differently. If you could, how would you change your actions and motives if you could go back in time?
I think I would definitely not let my wife manipulate me into so many of her wretched plans. I think that is the main reason I went through everything I did. All the trauma, all the hallucination, going crazy, going mad. I convinced myself that I let fate lead me, but I really didn't. I would allow myself to be patient and stand up against my wife and all her crazy ideas for us to be on top, ruling over everybody. I mean, maybe if I had stood up to her from the beginning, she would still be here. Everybody would still be here.
I mean, if I had a crazy wife like that, I'd be scared too and wouldn't want to stand up for myself. Am I right, folks?
Oh my goodness, it was not. I think it canceled record. Man, we could do it again. That was pretty good.
Okay, that was good. Security. 3. Now that we've talked about you and all the hardships you've been through, how are you going to live your life now that you are no longer king, living alone, and with main important part of all, no wife?
I mean, I think it's time to finally settle down and reflect on my actions. So, especially with all the problems and chaos I've caused, I think I want to start living the life I should have from the very beginning, and instead, I should let fate guide me.
You heard it from the wise man himself. We have a mind of our own, people. We are more than capable of being able to make decisions on our own and stick with them, and not be influenced by others when we know it's not right. Lady Macbeth manipulating Macbeth. Excuse me. We are able to make our own choices without having others manipulate them. Mr. Macbeth, I thank you once again for joining us tonight and allowing us to hear this crazy, wild journey and story of yours.
Oh no, thank you for having me, Stevie Harvey. Hey, until next time, Bald Squad.
He said it. Well, that was quite the... You're not... Go. Well, he said it. That was quite an interview, am I right? I guess we could say listening to our wives isn't always the best move if they might kill us. Fellas out there, am I right? Thank you all who are here, for those who are watching at home, for stopping by and watching the story of it back on live. Don't forget to stay tuned. We have a special guest coming up next episode. If I'm not mistaken, I think their name is Scout Finch. Well, okay, folks, that's all. Peace out, Bald Squad. I hate that.
Jeez, shut up!